Hey, everybody. It is Kendall Anise, the Remix Coach, and you are watching Reviews and News on New Edition Central. It's a playlist on my YouTube channel. All right, y'all. So it's all about I was in the D for NE. In the D for NE. So if you've been under a rock forever, you know that the D is Detroit. Y'all, your girl was in Detroit for our boys. Can you see it? Can you see it? NE for life. All right, let's talk about it. First, I just want to shout out my friend Chanel for just making a way for us to have a great time and for just being amazing to me on this trip and having my back. And I want to shout out to Tamia for also having my back on this trip. It means a lot to me. There's a lot going on in my world, and to be able to have, my friends, help me and see me through for this trip, I gotta give a shout out to them. Chanel, man, just thank you for being an amazing friend because she's part of my New Edition crew. We have gone to Hollywood to see New Edition get their Hollywood Walk of Fame star. We have gone to countless concerts. We have gone in our city, out of our city. I'm talking about over the years. We've lost track of how many New Edition events we've gone to. Shout out to Basine. When the movie came out, the New Edition story, we got to see a premiere VIP experience and seeing the movie before it came out, and the fellas were there as well. So, not new to this, true to this. I'm 52, been doing this thing since I was 12. And it was really before 12. New Edition is in their 40th anniversary year, right? This is their 40th year in the business. But many people don't know I lived in Massachusetts when I was younger and saw them performing in parks and talent shows before they even came out. So I've been loving New Edition for forever. So everyone else has been loving New Edition before forever. All of the New Edition fam, it's more than fans because it's a whole different type of vibe. We're able to connect in many ways with the fellas as well as with each other. And it's been some lifetime friendships made just by New Edition. Like some of my good friends, like I just talked about Basine, I met her when I hosted Bobby Brown's book signing, right? So New Edition and the fellas have brought a lot of people together, and you see the same ones. In Detroit, I ran into some women that were in line with us singing Can You Stand the Rain, waiting for the New Edition Hollywood Walk of Fame to start. And out there, they said they never seen a crowd like that for anyone getting a Hollywood Walk of Fame star. It was raining. Can you stand the rain? We were singing it, and it was wrapped around Hollywood. So some of the women that I met in Hollywood, I saw them in Detroit. And some of the ones that I've met in my city, other cities, we see each other and we recognize and remember each other. So with that being said, New Edition, they were getting their Hollywood, I'm sorry, they already had that in 2017. We went there, but they were being inducted into the National R&B Hall of Fame, which is held in Detroit. And let me just say that the event alone was freaking amazing. Black history at its best, Black music history at its best. We got a chance to, the award ceremony was 5 hours long. And some might say 5 hours long, But let me tell you, the richness of Black music, right? And y'all know Motown is out of Detroit. And I'm going to do a review on that another time. But the music, people that we know, people that we have seen before, people that we've never heard of, people that we may have heard of, people that are very, very famous, people that are unsung. I mean, made a difference in the music industry. So the R&B uh, Hall of Fame, first they honored people, and then they did the inductees. So that's why it was so long. And we got to see Auntie Dionne Warwick. She was honored. And then her sister, Dee Dee Warwick, who is no longer with us, she accepted the her induction on her behalf. And she got choked up because Dionne Warwick is her big sister. And to have, and then her birthday is, it was the next day. So she got a chance to do that. And then she got a chance to receive her honor from the R&B Hall of Fame. Let's see comments. Hey, we'll talk about that. Talking about Ralph. So that was an honor to be able to witness that. I'm going to do a whole another video with a different honorees and talk about that. So I got a chance to meet some amazing people, amazing older people who he was sharing, he was sitting in front of us. And when New Edition's honoree came, he said, I'm gonna talk to you after I get my hearing back, because we were yelling. But he was telling me some of the production that he's done and just some of the history. And we had a music historian who does the research for one of my favorite shows, which I want to be on, is Unsung. He was so he was giving us history about some of them, and we saw some of their children. They talked about having the rights. One of the advocacies for a family, her mom is in the business, or she had made a history in the business, and didn't get her money. We know that over and over and over again, and talked about getting people's money for the rights of it. But then it was some good singing, some old school songs that you may know, some people even, and then they went into the inductions. Jermaine Dupri got honored, Aaliyah got honored, well, inducted, because the honors are separate, got inducted. So many amazing people. Matter of fact, let me just give them their shout outs now, and then I'm going to get into what New Editions was like. Because even though we were there to see New Edition get inducted, it was a whole lot more. And we're so thankful. When I said we, my friends and I, we were just talking about, like, do you know this history? Do you know that this is history? And we got a chance to be live in the audience of this R&B Hall of Fame induction and event. It was a red carpet. People were dressed up. Well, a New Edition crew, we weren't dressed up because we all had on New Edition gear. And a lot of people who were there to see Aaliyah, they had on Aaliyah shirts. But then the old school, honey, there was a lot of sequins, silk, bedazzled items, sparkles, trains, heels. They were doing it. So I'm going to go into the induction just to tell you some of the people who were inducted, and then I'm going to go backwards with this New Edition weekend. So the Hall of Fame, we had radio, which was Ray Parker Jr.'s group. Ray Parker Jr. had his own hit solo career outside of the group, and he also wrote Mr. Telephone Man for New Edition. And the older gentleman was in front of me, and he knew that I loved New Edition. He said, do you know who wrote Mr. Telephone Man for New Edition? I said, I absolutely do. Ray Parker Jr. and this older man, his 70, he gave me a fist bump. I was like, I know who. I'm old enough to know who Ray Parker Jr. is. All right, so we had, outside of New Edition, we had Priscilla Price, and I want you guys to look up these people. She was hilarious. She was like a right. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what was happening. I know I don't know. You never know with the internet. All right, but some of the people, the lady that was sitting next to us, she was the mail carrier of one of the honorees, which is this Priscilla Price. So we have Priscilla Price. Look up these people: Aaliyah, Dee Dee Sharp. Um, he was so good. GC Cameron, look him up. Trust me. Jermaine Dupri, The Independents, Clyde McFat. And you'll know some of these songs. You'll be like, I didn't know who that was. Mr. Eddie Floyd, uh, the Stubbs Girls, Dee Dee Warwick, as I talked about. Um, oh wow, Brooke Benton, his whole family was, you guys, his whole family was up there. Hall and Oates, y'all know Hall and Oates. Um, Gwen Fox, just a whole lot of amazing people, right? All right, so New Edition. I want to get into New Edition because this is New Edition News Central, and I wanted to bring this news to you. So the weekend started off great. There was a New Edition party to kick it off, right? And New Edition's own DJ, DJ Shakim, he's the official DJ of New Edition, BBD, RBRM, right? Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. So he's their official DJ. So there was a party. Um, and it was full of New Edition lovers. Everybody was wearing their shirts. He was doing his things on the ones and twos, and the real ones and twos. He was cutting and scratching, right? That's old school. It wasn't no computer that was doing everything. He was doing it. We danced all night. We sang every single New Edition song that's known to man. And then he went into old school hip hop. Like, who knows that? I was doing the old school dances. I was whopping it out. It was a good time. It doesn't matter the event. If New Edition family members come into play, we like to have a good time. Nobody is with their nose up. We are dancing, we are screaming, we are celebrating, and they even had a champagne toast for the anniversary of New Edition. So I thought that that was pretty dope, and we got to celebrate. I don't drink, but I did clink clink, right? To show to cheers New Edition. So it was beautiful. We had a good time. I have some footage online, and I'll continuously this week put up footage from the weekend. I can't do everything at once, so I will spread it out this week to show you our time in Detroit. Now, that was my first time in Detroit, like getting off the plane and actually being there. That was my first time. So we got a chance to go to the Motown Museum as well. And I'll talk about that in another video. All right. So we're in the induction. We get there. They're not set up yet all the way. They were still doing some checks. So we waited for a couple of hours because we got there early. We all went into the venue. By the way, some new edition coordinators and their fans told them that the original spot that they had the induction in, it wasn't large enough, because think about all of the people we said I talked about being inducted, right? Or being honored. So we had them and their people who were there and their family to support them. Then you got New Edition. Now, if you've never experienced a New Edition event with New Edition fans, you're going to learn today. You don't understand. Like, you have no idea what it's like. And New Edition tries to tell anybody, everybody, anywhere, when it's a New Edition event, we hit different. It's a different vibe. It's a different energy. It's a different kind of support. New Edition always credits their fans for keeping them up and supporting them and keeping their legacy alive. They support, we support, and they understand the support. And they always talk about the NE for lifers, right? The NE for lifers. So they got it. The New Edition fam got them to change the venue to someplace bigger. So this was a place that they don't normally have the induction ceremonies, but they did because of New Edition. So they go through all the people, and we're there for hours. And y'all, first we're all in the hallway. The people that were handling the event, they didn't even know how to even deal with us. They didn't even understand the magnitude and the capacity and the bigness that we bring. They weren't ready for that. So my friend Tamia, who I grew up with, been friends 40 years, she had to use her big mouth vocals and tell people how to get in line, making sure that they had their entry tickets and blah, 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 to be able to do that. So we finally get in. We wait a little while longer, and then the event starts. So it was if you ever been to an award ceremony, it was like that. Some of the ones that are televised, some of the other ones, it was like that. And anybody I know, I've been to the BET Awards. It's a lot of, it's very long. And that's what it was. But this was very entertaining. I did not feel like I was sitting there as long as I was, because, like I said, it was like school. It was entertainment. It was Black history, Black music. So I was very much engaged with what was going on, right? So they go through all the people, right? And we find out days ago, maybe a week ago, that New Edition was not going to be there. So that was kind of bummy, because most of the time they come, but they just performed at the Black Caucus, right? And so they weren't there, but they had already received their award. 3 of them did. BBD had received their awards, and we saw it outside. So we're like, okay, they're not coming, but we're still going to, because this has been in the works for months, maybe even almost a year, right? So you can't cancel the plans because they're not showing up, and we're still there to support them, right? So of course we're like, hopefully one of them come, maybe 2 of them come, maybe 3. Who comes the most, or everybody's trying to want to see them, right? But they did not come. They did have the video acceptance like you see on the award shows, right? So we were disappointed. Even though we knew that they weren't coming, we found out later, because Ralph was promoting it on his radio show, and then he kind of gradually stopped. We made some phone calls with some connections and found out that they weren't coming. So we knew in advance. So we weren't disappointed or surprised about the disappointment, but we were disappointed because, of course, we want to see them. Duh, right? But anyway, they accepted their award through the video. But even before that, we don't know in what place the honorees and the inductees are going to be. We don't know. It's not a lineup and say, okay, New Edition is number 6, Dionne Warwick or Dee Warwick is number that. It's not that. So the host, the announcer, all he said was, all right, these guys, I have it recorded because, I can't give you the word for word because the screaming took place. So he says from Roxbury, that's all he said. We were in the front, we were in the middle, we were on the side, there was a reserve side, there was another side, New Edition fans all over the stadium, the auditorium. He said from Roxbury. When he said from Roxbury, we all jumped up like, ah! And we're just going, like we do, just like, yeah, woo! Now, nobody else did that for nobody else. Aaliyah's fans, she had a few there, and they were, and I was like, I said, these people don't know. These people dressed up in their nice gowns, and they don't know. They don't know. And I was like, it's just a difference. And, the people behind us, they couldn't see, but they weren't new, and they were young, so they don't know this is what happens. It could appear a little rude that we're standing up, but we got to stand up because the people in front of us are standing up. Y'all know how that is. And we're up clapping and celebrating New Edition. Then they show their whole package. The package is the whole video of New Edition and, their whole discography, their accolades, their songs, their whole package put together, their video package. So after that, they do that and they show the package, and then we're screaming and we're watching it. And then they had the mics. They had 5 mics lined up before the package. So we like, are they coming? Somebody coming? Are we being punked? Maybe they'll show up. They might be here, right? Hey, everybody. Thank you for watching live in the playback. Not sure what's going on with the internet. Just keep praying for it, but I'm going to keep going. So, so we're like, what? So then these young people come out. It's like 1 girl, 4 guys. And we're like, okay, they're coming to the mic. They're getting ready to sing New Edition. So you already know, everybody's like, you better do them right. You better do them right. Come on, let's see what you got. You know you can't mess this up. The pressure. These young people, the pressure. They were teenage, like 19-ish, right? And they came out and did this beautiful rendition of Mr. Telephone Man, which I recorded, which I will upload on the New Edition News Central. And also the my Facebook page. I'm not sure if you guys follow my New Edition Facebook page. I've had since 05, but it's New Edition parentheses NE for life parentheses love LUV club. So a lot of stuff is on there as well. So make sure you go over there to see some things, right? So they sang it, did a beautiful job. We're up singing and, all of that. And in the video package, every song that comes on, we're singing. We just all the way live. That's just how we roll. That Sierra and Chris Brown. Baby, how we, that song, but that's not New Edition. But so they sing it, and then of course we're clapping and cheering. We get to see them after. We was like, y'all know y'all couldn't. They was like, trust me, we know we couldn't have messed it up. But apparently they had won some type of talent contest to be able to do that, and they did amazing. I talked to some, and I took a picture with one that I was calling Lil Ralph. I took a picture with him. But y'all want to hear something that's really cool? So when BBD accepted it on the behalf of New Edition, we still was wondering, okay, where is Ralph, Bobby, and Johnny? We still want to know why they didn't do an acceptance for that. We don't know the ins and outs. We pray that everything is okay in the NE camp. My theory was maybe BBD was performing in Detroit because they perform all the time, and maybe they got the award when they performed in Detroit. Hope that's my theory, you know. But it was all of New Edition who received the Hall of Fame, the R&B Hall of Fame induction. But um, when BBD accepted it and had their awards, they talked about the fans and how we ride for them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And they said, give the fans our plaques, certificates, our certificates. Give the fans that. Then they had a gold record that they were given every inductee. They were like, our fans, make us blah blah blah, all these wonderful things that they said about the fans. And then the announcer, the host, was like, they told us, well, not even the host, check this out. Lamont Showboat Robinson is the one who created the National R&B Hall of Fame. So the other inductees got the host of the event. We got the creator of these Hall of Fame inductions to come out. And he said, I talked to the fellas and they know how much you guys mean to them and support them. We're going to give them away. And guess what they did for us, y'all? They didn't do it for any other inductees. They ask us, the fans, to get on stage. So you got New Edition fans coming from the east, coming from the west, coming from the top, coming from the middle. We all pile on the stage. I got that recorded too. I'll post that. If you guys want to see it, let me know. I'll post that. And we're on the stage. So then, some of the fans, the gold record, they came out who was screaming and jumping and hollering. They gave those young singers gave the gold album to, that person. I didn't get it. Maybe I wasn't jumping around enough, or but I don't mind if I didn't get it. One of the fans got it, and I think that that's pretty dope. Then they had the 3 awards for BBD, and they gave them to the women in Detroit who did the event for the weekend and put together that. And then my friend Tamia said, well, maybe give the other one to whoever came the furthest. And one lady came from LA to Detroit, so she got it. But it was beautiful. I was like, that is something that they didn't ask any of the other inductees, fans or family, to come on the stage, but they asked us. So of course we get up there and everybody's happy and recording and taking pictures. It's just a different vibe when you're rocking with these grown women who love New Edition. My mom was like, oh my God, like, is this ever gonna stop? And then she proceeds to tell my friends on the phone that we've been watching them since I was like 7, 8, 9, before they became officially recording artists. When they would do the talent shows, I would watch them. So I've loved them for forever. So this is the 40th anniversary of New Edition as we know them as a group, Candy Girl, right? 1983. That's when that came out, and it is 2023. And for me to be 52 years old and still being able to celebrate them, and all 6 still being here, and it's just a beautiful vibe, and it's something that really cannot be explained. Some people might see it and be like, y'all old, y'all stalking, or y'all follow. It's not even that. It's just support and love, because in life you have to find the little things that bring you joy. Whatever feels good in your soul, do more of that. And you have to find little things that bring you joy, that bring a smile to your face, that make you forget about the stress, the worries, the concern of of life, because life be life in, right? And everybody has their thing. Even though this wasn't a concert, but I don't even know how many New Edition concerts I have gone to over the span of my life. I have no clue. I lost count, or how many times I got a chance to meet or see them. And I was honored, many of you know that I was honored to interview Ronnie DeVoe and Shamari DeVoe. And I believe that I posted that in the news, New Edition News Central playlist as well on YouTube. So check that out. And if you're watching this on Facebook, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so and share this out with a New Edition family member, a fan. I call it a fam, instead of a fan, a fam, because it's family. And it's no like, when we see them, it's not like, oh, like you see people with Michael Jackson pulling their, well, there's some women that be pulling and tugging, but the averages is we just love to celebrate them. And it takes us back to a time, when life was simpler, and it unlocks childhood memories. And New Edition, for me, my cousin who has passed away, she passed away in 1988. And y'all know Bobby Brown is my favorite. She assigned Bobby to me because he was the youngest in the group and I was the younger cousin. Ralph was hers because he was a Taurus like her, zodiac sign, and Bobby. So I've been writing Kendall and Bobby on albums. Y'all remember the albums when they used to have the white jacket, like the 12 inches and 12-inch, and you can write on the album cover and doing all of that. So it reminds me of my cousin. It reminds me of, shout out to my boy Kenny McKenzie in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Shout out to Alan Ragland. I remember getting my first album, my first Candy Girl single. My friend, we walked to the album store and one of my friends got it for me, right? And I was like 10 or 11, you know what I mean? So this is the kind of thing, the single before the album came out. And we would go, and they still, call me Candy Girl and remember that because they were older than I were. They were friends, in my cousin's neighborhood, and we would walk. And we would go into the record store and look through all the records. And y'all remember that? Like, that's nostalgic in itself. Like going through the record store and kind of looking at the records and seeing it like something that you hear on the radio and and you go get it. And so it just takes you back to an amazing time, and to be able to celebrate them and them getting their flowers now, I think it's pretty darn amazing. Let's see. Was this televised event? Was it aired on BET, Aspire, Bound? You know what? It was televised because I have never seen it before this, but it really should be televised. Like, it really should. Like, the rich history, it really should have been televised, because thinking about the Motown sound, right? And we're in Detroit. And some of these, the songs that we know and love from Motown and beyond, they were in thousands. Like, some of the groups and some of the background singers, they were there. It was their voice that were in thousands of songs that we don't even know. Or they've had hits on top of hits, or they're your favorite singers in, or they taught this person how to sing, or they did this. I mean, it was really like, wow, our history. Views online who I'd crack up with, with what she says on Twitter, to be able to see her looking beautiful in person, and to be able to watch our legends right there, because that's literally what I was doing. I was watching our legendary people get their flowers while they're alive. to watch the legends, and some of them very old, some of them with canes, some of them old but spry, got their outfits on. Because older people, their outfits are different. Like, they're not playing games. Like I said, they come with the shoes buffed, with the different color, the red suit, or the sparkles, or the shine. They got the wigs right, or they got the men got the bald, or they got the salt and I mean, I'm talking about legendary acts that were honored. And how this works is people nominate them, whether they're maybe fans, people in the business, people that they've worked with, and it's a certain criteria. And then that's how they get inducted into the Hall of Fame. I look at New Edition, they've been in the business 40 years and they're just getting it. This particular R&B induction, and many people don't know, I believe it started in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and some of the people, I just want to see something when it started, because they said it and I have it recorded, but I believe it was the 90s. When And a lot of people were like, "You mean the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? I've never heard of that." And it's crazy because it is for R&B music. It is for black music. It is for soul music. And New Edition is they're going we're hopefully they get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as well. And that's more famous. But to me, this is almost like the NAACP award or the BET award over the Grammys. Like, people know about the Grammys, but it's something when your own celebrates you. And that's what it's like. I mean, it was beautiful. Like, it was beautiful to see and to hear. And some of the songs, like, oh, I remember hearing that song in the movie. Oh, I heard that song back in the day. Oh, in the documentary in the Motown, I remember that. And Martha Reeves wait a minute, Mr. Postman. I got a picture of her. That woman has been doing it, y'all know, since forever. She looked phenomenal. Phenomenal. Makeup, hair, clothes, phenomenal. And Mary Wells of the Supremes used to host this event, and you guys know she passed away a couple years ago. Let me see, Hall of Fame start. It's the National Rhythm and Blues Hall of Fame. I want to make sure I say it right. Um, Start. And I'm going to change it. I've on here from the R&B Hall of Fame. I want to make sure I say rhythm and blues so they know. Oh, it wasn't even that long ago. The National Rhythm and Blues Hall of Fame was founded in 2010. It was originally official rhythm and blues music. Let me see. Yep. I don't know why there's something else. Maybe the honors started in the 90s. So 2010. So it's been going a little bit, not a whole long time, not since we were little, but I think it's fantastic that they started that. And also Lamont Showboat, as I said, Robinson is the founder and the CEO and executive director of this awards. And then also the VP was I just want to make sure I get it right. And for more information about it, you can go to rbhof.com so you can see what I mean. So it may one day be televised, y'all. It should be. It should be, just like we watch Unsung and different shows like that. That's like one of my favorite shows. I want to be a commentator on, I'm going to claim it. One day I will be a commentator on Unsung. Because I'm very much, and I've always been into music history, even young. So this kind of thing fascinates me. And I wanted to give the co-founder um, to see if they were she was on here. Um yeah, just go to rbhof.com and find out more about it. The focus is dedicating to preserving and honoring the historic and cultural legacy and contributions of R&B music and its artists yesterday, today, tomorrow, and today. And I went to school because that's really what it was. So it was beautiful to be able to experience that. I went for New Edition's induction, right? But I got so much more. It was priceless, the information and the knowledge that I got on this music history in this music game, this R&B, rhythm and blues, right? They always say they want our rhythm, but they don't want our blues, right? But it was fantastic, and to be able to witness even New Edition receiving their induction, because being in Hollywood, seeing them get their induction and their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, to be able to witness that, like for me with my eyes, to be able to witness that was amazing, and to be able to be in the room with so many people who love New Edition or who love music, right? It was beautiful. We were in an elevator at the hotel. This white couple, not like urban white couple, white guy, white lady, right? And we had our New Edition shirts on the whole time. And he's like, "Hey, is New Edition here?" And we were like, "No, it's induction." I said, "You know New Edition?" He said, "Yeah." He started singing several New Edition songs and was jamming. I said, "You know what? That's the impact that New Edition has. Like, it crosses color lines, it crosses age lines. Now that the movie came out, young people know who New Edition is, right?" So it was just it's beautiful, it's beautiful. It was beautiful to see. Somebody behind me was like, "Is that the Rain song?" And they meant, "Can you stand the rain?" So even if they don't know, they know. But I just want to come on here and share it with you guys. If you don't already belong to the New Edition Love Club on Facebook, please do that. And if you are watching on Facebook and you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do that. If you're compelled to give, please do that, so I can continue to bring you more content and to celebrate music and to uplift, because this channel is all about education, elevation, and entertainment. So if you're at this channel right now and you have subscribed, that's what you're going to get. Everybody, thank you so much for taking this time with me as I talk about this. And remember, I will continue to post from Detroit's weekend, the New Edition weekend. I will continue to post videos. I'll do some shorts on YouTube as well as some full-length videos, short videos, all different time stamps. So if you have a short attention span, you can watch the quick ones. If you want to roll with me the whole time, you can do that. But there's something for everybody here. So I thank you so much for watching. Remember, you are a star. Don't allow anyone to dim your shine. Till next time, God bless. Peace. And sorry if the internet is acting wonky. I don't know. I just jumped on so I can share with you. I'll talk to you soon. God bless y'all. Like, share, and subscribe.